Russell, Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, and Trae Young, who each made
D'Angelo Russell
in a single game. 5 shots made in a single game from at least 30 feet out. But
wow. Bah. Boy, where you been? It's TeeJay, the artist. You rockin' with me. You are the smartest. We back with another one. What if the NBA added a 4-point line? That's a great question, Jimmy High Roller. It's a great question. Let's get into this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Listen, man, I'm almost to 700 subscribers. Get your boy to 700. Let's do it.
What if the NBA had a 4-point line? The idea of a 4-point line
Steph
has bounced around the league for years, but has remained just that.
I don't think they should do it.
But what if these
I don't think they should do it.
that pose no real advantage actually did? How would a 4-pointer change the game?
4-3.
The way offenses
well, I
are
guess
set up,
4-4.
who would take them, and who would be the best at them? Well,
I mean,
there's
Steph.
really only one way to find
Dame.
out. So I added one.
Trae Young. Uh-oh. And you know, Jimmy, hey, listen, Jimmy High Roller, he be going deep into the stats. He real good at this. We finna see what's up. What I told you. Steph, Dame, Trae Young. Hey, subscribe to his channel too.
Sponsored by DraftKings.
Oop. We back. Trae Young. Splat. And he pointed at the ground.
You see that? Not the 3. What Trae Young did after the 3. Not the most conventional celebration, pointing at the spot on the court where he hit a 30.
Because he said, "Hey, boy, that was deep, boy."
Any random spot. He's pointing at the 4-point line. Now, I can't see the 4-point line because it's not on this court, but Trae can see it because it's on his court. Years ago, within the Atlanta Hawks practice facility, the organization implemented a 4-point line, 29 feet out from the basket, a little over 5 feet further than the NBA 3-point line. Trae Young can hit these shots because he practices these shots. And the Hawks
also Atlanta already done did it.
4-point line into their practices. The
oh
Bucks
shit.
have a 4-point shot in their practice facility, as do the 76ers, the Rockets.
Also, everybody's doing it already.
Milwaukee's practice court with squares indicating 4-pointers. And here's that exact concept playing out in real time. With the NBA seeing an explosion in 3-pointers over the last decade, I'm not sure if adding a 4-point line would be.
So are they trying to sneak in a 4-point line because it's already in practice facilities?
But we have seen it in other places. The Big
Three,
which features mostly former NBA players and overseas pros, doesn't quite have a 4-point line.
ISO Joe.
They do have a 4-point spot called the Fireball 3, a spot 30 feet away from the rim where shots are worth 4 points. So far this season, the league average from the 4-point shot is 15%. Similar to the Big 3, the WNBA has included a similar 4-point spot for the last 2 All-Star games. Same conditions as the Big 3 league, but this spot
hitting them holes
8 feet from the basket. In the 2023 WNBA All-Star game, out of the total 45 4-pointers attempted, players connected on 12 of them, giving them a 4-point percentage of 26.7%. In the American Basketball Association, any shot past half court is a 4-point shot. So this shot is
that's the ABA.
Incorporated into games to some capacity before. But what if the NBA added a 4-point shot?
Bang!
How far out would it be? How would it change the game we know?
Bang! LeBron James
on the planet. In 2020, an article published by the Northeastern Sports Analytics Group went into detail about the possibility of a 4-point line, how the shot would change the anatomy of the game, and exactly what it would look like. Within their data, researchers found that in order for the shot to make sense, the distance would have to be just right. The number they came up with? 30 feet. Any closer, and the shot would be too easy. Any further, and the shot wouldn't be worth taking. We've talked about this concept before.
Yeah, it'd be a stupid shot.
Shot is, and how that leads to the way teams set up their offense.
I mean, it's already a stupid shot.
Points per shot. In 2023, the expected shot value for every 2-pointer was 1.096 points. The expected shot value for every 3-pointer was 1.083 points, essentially making both shots about equally as efficient on average. Now, since 1996, the NBA has been keeping track of shot data, where shots were taken, and the success rates of those shots. And with this data, we can figure out the expected shot value not by category, but by distance. For example, if
Bang.
the 4-point line were, let's say, 24 feet
Bang.
out, we can sort through every shot taken from 24
Yo,
feet
they got
in the league-wide
analytics
average
like
shot
this.
distance, and then just divide 4 points.
Of course,
by
what I
that.
told you.
The league
Steph
average
at the
field
damn
goal
top.
percentage from 24 feet out is about 35%, which means if the 4-point line was set at 24 feet, the expected shot value would be 1.44 points, far more than both 3-pointers and 2-pointers.
And
So
2-pointers.
we got to move it back further. At 25 feet, the expected shot value would be 1.39 points.
Still high.
Which is still far too efficient. Keep moving this theoretical line back.
Still
and to
high,
match
still
the
high.
efficiency of 2s and 3s, the
It gotta
4-point
be
line
30.
would have to fall somewhere between 28 and 29 feet away from the basket. But we don't want the league to turn into a 4-point shootout. We need the shot to present
And that's
enough risk
exactly
for
what it
players
would
to
do.
shoot it only on occasion. So if we
30.
move the 4-point line back to 30 feet, the
30
expected shot
banger.
value plummets all the way down to 0.693 points.
But I just thought about something. If the 4-point line is there, when you're down by 4, you're not down by 2 possessions no more. You're down by 1 possession. That changes a lot. Being up by 6, being up by 5, just like that. You got to be up by 7. And not even 7. You got to be up by 9 points to have a control on the game. Because if they hit 2 4-pointers, you're still up by 1. That would change a lot of games.
Feasible enough to make sense, but not too much to be exploited, giving us a definitive distance of 30 feet for our new 4-point shot. So if the NBA decided to implement this 30-foot 4-pointer, who would be the best 4-point shooters in the league? Well, the answer
We already know.
may not be what you think. Now, this is what a 30-foot
It's not.
shot looks like. And for the sake of this
Trey
experiment,
Dog.
from here on out, these shots are now 4
Halliburton.
pointers,
Huh?
a distance that is far beyond any valuable shot when they're only worth 3 points.
Okay.
But despite this,
What if it's not Steph, y'all?
the NBA record for the most theoretical 4-pointers made in a game is a 4-way tie between D'Angelo Russell, Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, and Trae Young, who each made 5
D'Angelo Russell?
in a single game. 5 shots made in a single game from at least 30 feet out. But
Wow.
easily the most absurd display of long bombs in NBA history came from Damian Lillard back in 2020. When
Dame
he
Dollar.
10
Mm.
4-pointers in a single game. In total, Dame shot 15 threes, 10 of which were beyond 30 feet out. A feat that would have most players in trade
He was
packages
letting them
the
hoes
next
go.
day. Ever since the NBA began keeping track of play-by-play data, there have been 51 games where a player has made at least 3 4-pointers. Out of those 51 games, 36 of them
Who was
came
it?
from either Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, or Trae Young. Because even in
Told you.
the best shooters on the planet, these 3 are among the handful of players that should even be shooting these
He ain't
shots
even
in
look
the
at
first
that
place.
bitch.
But how much would a 4-point line really change the game? Well, it would be impossible to know the ripple effect of such a monumental change. But
Everybody would be
after
chunking them bitches up.
painstakingly tracking the shot data and results of each and every game last season, I found that there were only 2 games out of the total 1,314 games played where a 4-point line would
Okay.
have altered the results of the game. That's instances
Only
where
2?
the shots made beyond 30 feet were counted.
Well, this
as
is because they don't know that it's a
4-pointers.
4-point line,
It would
though.
have swung the point total enough to turn the loss into a win, and vice versa. That's 2 games
Damn.
in an entire season. In fact, since 1996,
Shit.
there have been 20 instances where the outcome of a game would have been altered as a direct result of a 4-pointer. Games where a 3-pointer was made to
Dang.
tie the game and
Since 1996, only 20?
20
20 games would have changed?
It would have outright won the game. So with everything else remaining the
Mm.
same, it's clear that giving an extra point for these bombs wouldn't actually change a whole lot. At least not for those who don't take
I mean,
But what about the
they
players
don't
who
know,
do?
though.
Last season alone, across the NBA, there were 2,192 shots taken from at least 30 feet out, which sounds like a lot, but
Okay.
it only made up about 2.6% of all shots taken beyond the 3-point line last season. And of all these now 4-pointers, the league-wide average field goal percentage was just 17.3%.
Oh, it's
This
still
is a
bad.
difficult shot. Luka Doncic shot 34
Still bad.
shots from at least 30 feet out last season. he made just 5 of them. Anthony Edwards shot 13, and he made just 1, which would give him a 4-point field goal percentage of 7%. But not all
you ain't have to do my dog Ant-Man like that. Cause you ain't, come on, man. Get out of here.
4-pointers and knocked down 32% of them, which makes him as deadly
so efficient
as John Morant, De'Aaron Fox, and DeMar DeRozan are from 3-point range. And if that doesn't
from the regular 3-point line.
Garland attempted 27 4-pointers last season and knocked down 11 of them, giving him an absurd 4-point shooting percentage of 41%, which is exactly the same.
So he the highest now, right?
Percentage. But these numbers are from just last season. If we take a look at tracking data dating back to 1996, here's a chart of the players who shot the most 4-pointers throughout the last 27 seasons. And very quickly, you can see just how uncommon shots from this 4-point distance are. Devin Booker is 42nd all-time in shots attempted from at least 30 feet, and he's only taken 109 in his entire career. Carmelo Anthony was a brick from this range. There's Darius
LeBron James.
From 30
They got LeBron up there.
Keep going up the chart, and one thing that jumps out is that being a good 3-point shooter doesn't necessarily make a player a good 4-point shooter. Ray Allen shot 157 4-pointers throughout his career and only hit 5.7% of them, whereas Luka Doncic, a notoriously underwhelming 3-point shooter, shoots 4-pointers well above the average. And as
but he's still a dog that hold up.
The total shot attempts from this range begin to increase almost exponentially. LeBron has attempted 304 4-pointers in his 20-year career. Trae Young has attempted 536 in just 5 seasons. But keep going, and you'll find
Dame and Steph
faces topping the all-time 4-point leaderboard. Damian Lillard
told you,
and
Dame and
Stephen
Steph,
Curry
man.
have virtually shot
by
the same
1
amount of 4-pointers throughout their careers, both of them on relatively excellent field goal percentage. But this is just the total amount of 4-pointers players have attempted throughout their careers. What might be more revealing is the rate at which players shoot these long balls. And if we take a look at 4-pointers attempted per season, there's one player throughout NBA history who is miles above everyone else.
Who y'all think it is? Who y'all think it is? Who y'all think it is? Who you think it is?
It ain't him. Like James Harden or Kobe Bryant.
It's not Steph.
A prolific sharpshooter like Reggie Miller or Klay Thompson.
Who the hell is it?
Existed, the player who would undeniably be the greatest 4-point shooter of all time is Trae Young, attempting over
Trae
season throughout his career. There isn't a single player within Trae Young's galaxy. And the further we dive into the numbers, the more obvious this becomes. With a career shooting percentage of 33% on shots at least 30 feet out, if the 4-point line exists, Trae Young would have an expected shot of 1.33 points off of 4-pointers.
That's high.
The single most valuable shot in basketball outside of uncontested.
The Trae Young 4-pointer.
In a league with a 4-point line, the best big men in the NBA have a lower points per shot value on contested layups than Trae Young does from 30 feet out, which would make a 30-plus foot bomb by Trae Young more efficient than a defender.
Let me do this. Jimmy High Roller, you go so deep into these statistics and stuff, bro. I gotta watch more of your stuff, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. Trae Young, best 4-point shooter ever.
Layup from the reigning MVP.
Dang.
Do you understand how ridiculous that is? And this value only gets larger as we go further from the basket. Kevin Durant is a mid-range juggernaut. His points per shot on mid-range jumpers is 1.1 points. Back up to the 3-point line, and if you take the most accurate volume 3-point shooter in the league, Tyrese Maxey, his 3-pointers are still less valuable than Trae Young's 30-foot
4-pointer.
Stephen Curry is the undisputed king of the 3-ball. He's single-handedly revolutionized the game with
he be turning around and everything.
Somehow, Trae Young has already made more career 4-pointers, or shots at least 30 feet out, than Stephen Curry
he
has.
is.
It's probably a good thing that this
not more than Dame though.
NBA. But if it did, Trae Young would be the best to ever do it. Here is a vision of each sector on the floor by distance. And here are some of the most prolific scorers from each of the sectors, along with their career points per shot from that distance. From short
Look at
range,
Yo
you got
Dog.
dominant and efficient bigs, players who control the paint. But these are some of the most highly contested shots in basketball. So take a step back to the mid-range, and you'll
There go
see
Jordan.
for the most part, efficiency actually remains.
Okay, shout out to
consistent
Jordan
with
for
players
making
like
this
Kawhi,
list.
Dirk, and
Cause you don't see
CP3.
no other
Keep going back,
no
and
other
you'll find
90s
the
star
real
up in here.
two-point snipers. Despite this being the least efficient
T-Mac.
in basketball, players like Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving
James
have
Harden
kept
in
the
there,
shot
Dirk.
alive and well. Take
DeMar
it one step
DeRozan.
further, and that extra point from the three-point line makes three-pointers in the right hands one of the most lethal shots in the game, with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Ray Allen all gaining at least 1.2 points per shot from this distance. Since 1996, these are the shots you want, who you want
And
to
then-
hit, and how much they're worth. And then there's Trae Young.
There's Trae Young.
And a 30-foot four-pointer existed, would possess the most valuable shot in basketball, despite taking it from the logo.
Wow. Good video, man. 4-point line. Y'all think they should add a 4-point line?
Could you turn me up in the headphones a little bit?
I think not. I think as soon as they add the 4-point line, then games and stuff will
Yeah.
possibly become a little circusy. You know what I'm saying? Then then I won't be able to take it as serious as I take it now. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. It's your boy, TeeJay the Artist. Peace.